percussionist. Also, from Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers. She went and stole one of the best conga players in Washington, D.C., Mr. Leno Druitt. And then she said, I want another percussionist to compliment him. So he got Mr. Jesse Kirkland. But yet, she still wasn't finished. Because she wanted the funk. She wanted the funk, and she wanted to hit him hard. So she came over. She came over and she said, I just need a few more people. So she said, I need a guitar player who's gonna rock them and sock them, roll a little bit. So she got Mr. Calvin Moore. Then she said she needed a dynamic entertainer who could fill any mold, could play a little bit of guitar, a little bit of bass, a little bit of drum, a little bit of keyboard, a little bit of percussion, a little bit of singing, a little bit of everything, and a lot of entertainment. She went and got Mr. Ty Campbell. Come on, horns. Give it up now. But that's not the end of the story. Then she decided to take this group of musicians, and she said, I want to do something special with this group of musicians. So she went deep into her own pocket, into her bank account, and she bought equipment for the group of musicians, and she bought suits for them to wear, and she got a van to take the equipment around. And then she said, I want to talk to the people who are in need. So we went to Lorton Reformatory. We went to D.C. General. We went to halfway houses, D.C. Village, Boys Village. We went around Washington to those who could not come to see us and started to provide a little sunshine where there was darkness. She said she wanted to give them a little bit of inspiration and motivation to let them know that somebody cares. Even when they're in the darkest cell, somebody cares. When they're in the hospital room, somebody cares. When they're in the reformatory, somebody cares. Little lady about 4'11". And she decided to call this band the Mother's Band and show. Because we